best holiday event is back. That's right, gamers. The Shadow of the Mad King Holiday Season Festival is upon us. And with that, the return of the Mad King's Labyrinth. This video will be dedicated towards getting you the right tools and some tips and tricks necessary to get you on that eternal farm of the lab. The main purpose for you in the Mad King's Lab is to gain as many trick-or-treat bags, candy corns, and spirit shards, as this farm gives you a lot of XP, and with boosters, which we'll cover a bit later in the video, will help you get as many spirit shards as you can possible. Before we get started, you need to set up your character before getting into the lab. First, start out by maximizing your magic find. You should get up to 750% max with utilities, boosters, and food. Don't worry about not being able to hit the maximum number. If you're still low on your magic find, just use as much food and utility and boosters as possible to get the maximum that you can go or push it towards. But this is important because this is what's going to maximize your gain out of this farm. So, your food options. You got two that you can maximize with food right now. You got the chocolate Om berry cream, which offers plus 40% magic find while under the effects of a boon, and plus 10% experience from kills. Or you have your peppermint Om berry bar, which is also very excellent in general. Plus 30% magic find, plus 40% gold from monsters, plus 10% experience from kills, and plus 10% karma. Utilities. Much like food, we also have a few options here. More or less, you could decide. I would say Sharpening Skull is the better one. You get another plus 10% from kills and another plus 30% magic find. You've also got Flask of Pumpkin Oil, which does plus 30% magic find and plus 10% from kills. Or you can also choose the Lump of Crystallized Nougat, which also more or less offers the same. Take your pick your poison, and get her on you and get your utility. Boosters. There are many options for you to use to boost your magic find experience and XP gain. We can start with the birthday booster. Probably the best option you can get out of this list because it's 100% boost your magic find and experience from kills and gold as well. It does go up to a full day, so if you're planning to crank these out for the whole month, you have a couple lying around, this can definitely help. Celebration booster. Exactly the same that the birthday booster offers, however, only up to an hour. For both, use them wisely. If you plan to actually be here and you plan to be farming, probably best to use them. But if you're not very sure, maybe save them. But they are going to be the best output for the boosters. You can also get any other boosters that you might have lying around. Black Lion boosters. I would not advise too much on the Black Lion booster because you may have to spend statuettes, which means you have to get them from keys. So a little bit breaking the bank a little bit just to get XP boost. So use with caution. You can also use the Candy Corn Gobbler, which will also provide you some of the buffs listed below, but for a very low price. Also, you can use any of the other holiday boosters as well. They more or less give you the same buffs. Now, other buffs you may receive throughout the run are guild banners that will probably be placed by your commander, spirit banner, and also people might put up the communal boosts that you can just go stoke the fire and get another buff increase. If you have metabolic primers around, you can utilize those so that they can increase the duration of some of your boosters. So if you have them, you can use them. Make sure you clean those inventories beforehand. Move trinkets, again, as I explained, and some gear to reduce the damage. And make sure you have the advanced logistics mastery, because this will enable auto loot without approaching mobs, allowing you to focus more on the tagging and less on going around and picking up the loot. Now, the main strategy for the lab is you pretty much run in sort of some circle or path along the way. You could use this picture, credits to Meta Battle, to give you a brief idea of what the path will look like. The main thing anyway, if you feel like it's too much, you're going to be following a commander. Make sure you stick to them because they will be the ones leading the charge. To start, make sure you join a group from the LFG, follow the commander, do not open doors, let the commander do it if they are doing the bosses. The main thing about the lab is not so much about killing the enemies as fast as possible, but rather tagging as many as you can, because this will give you more XP, more drops, which leads to more loot as well. And more XP will also convert into more spirit shards. Avoid high damage builds so you can allow others to also tag. This farm is sort of a group effort, so the more people you can tag, the more loot you get. The main items that are dropped will be, of course, the trick-or-treat bags. You'll get other loot as well, but the trick-or-treat bags are the main thing that you're coming for. Cover a bit in the next point. And the candy corns. The spirit shards will automatically end up in your currency tab, of course, as you keep leveling up with your XP. Some of the builds that really do well in the farm can be a Herald Boon build, Short Bow Thief, Greatsword Mirage, or a Staff Necromancer. Very good for the AoE tagging. If you don't have any of these builds, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure whatever class you play, you're running a build that is more focused on tagging as many mobs versus the damage. There are sort of mega bosses, as you would say, in the lab farm. The most famous one, Steve, aka the Labyrinthine Horror. The giant skeleton occasionally spawn at a few certain spots in the map. You could see this image to see where he will actually spawn. When a player passes by it, it is highly recommended that your squad pauses to kill him, because he will follow you throughout the entire run. So be extra careful to make sure he didn't spawn at the top left before you open the Viscount door. Because when you fight both, it is going to be quite a mess. And spending more time getting both of them will actually slow the run in the long term. This is a more general tip. It's not really aimed for what the purpose of this guide is, but something to note of. And if there's a commander watching this, definitely something to keep note of. You can check the images above. The light blue X's are the location of the mob doors. The dark blue X's are boss doors. The green X's are veteran doors. And the orange path is the main route that you'll be taking in this lab. Essentially, like I said, goes around in the circle. The exceptions are the inner circle and the variable path, which is basically up to the commander of your map. The inner circle is loaded with mobs to kill. Once you enter it, once per half circle on the east or west, exiting the same way you came. The one time is to signify that you only go around the circle once. All right, now you got all these trick-or-treat bags. What do you do? Sell versus open. Generally, it is better to sell the bags immediately, especially during the first week rather than opening, because there's not as many of them in the market yet. Now, when you open them, you'll average maybe about 2 to 3-ish silver per bag when opened. Better to sell them if you're not going to open a lot to get those super rare infusion drops. Now, the farming yield, as stated again, Magic Find will be the difference between getting 200, 300, or even 400 trick-or-treat bags an hour. No matter how good your commander is or how many tags you're getting, it won't matter if you're sitting at the base Magic Find. Now, keep a note, the price will change. The bag values will decrease as the event progresses, so making early sells most profitable. So start doing it as soon as possible. The first week will always be your best gold per hour for this event. Now, in the event that you are still doing this and continuing throughout the month, you can keep the bags for later during the year. And that will do it for this video for the players. More or less, this guide was meant to be more for you who's just looking into getting to the squad and farming the Mad King's Lab. However, if you are a commander, I would advise you check out Xtest's guide on how to command a Mad King's Labyrinth. I'll link it in the document below. I'll also link Meta Battle for you for reference, so you can definitely check out both website and the Google Doc from Xtest. He's a known commander in the community of Overflow Discord. So if you're looking to command, your guide is right there for you as well. And there's a good amount of information as well that will kind of tell you as a player how the Mad King's Lab also runs. So good information for both sides. Other activities, of course, don't forget, if you ever need to take a break, Mad King's Lab can be pretty grueling. If you feel a little bit of burnout, go play other activities in Halloween. Shadow of the Mad King has plenty of other things to do, such as the Mad King Says in Lion's Arch, Grand Plaza, about every 2 hours. You can definitely find the timers available by doing /wiki space ET, which is basically event timers. You also got the Clock Tower jumping puzzle, definitely sure to get you crazy as well as you race through time to get to the top of that clock tower. You got the Ascent to Madness dungeon. You got some daily achievements and annual achievements, some very important ones that come with some good rewards as well. New weapon skins and lunatic trousers, which just got released as well with this editions of the year's Mad King's Lab. And lastly, don't forget to have fun. But that's it for this video, gamers. Happy Halloween, enjoy the holidays, and best of luck in your eternal farm of the Mad King's Lab.